All right, we are back. Another day in the stock market. It is May 29th, Friday, 4:15. Interesting day in the market. We've had some great winners again. Let's start with the top gainers. SNOA, Sonoma Pharmaceuticals Incorporated. Let's look at the daily chart. Always start on your daily chart when you're trading. I mean, you can even get a weekly or monthly, whatever you want to do, but you got to get a larger time frame. And look at this. This has been in a line pretty much since really, we'll go to just a little bit before 2019. Had a reverse split. And really, 2018, then it started to really fall off. Then we had the reverse split. Now, today it came out with news. Let's go to the 5-minute here. I'm on Yahoo Finance. Per Australian regulators' decision, Sonoma Pharmaceuticals can label a disinfectant sold in the country as effective against COVID-19. We're saying this every day now. Used to be blockchain, pot stocks. Every small cap company is going to put a press release for COVID-19. Even if it's legit, even if it's not, that's how they're going to make money. And then the stock's going to push up, and then they might reverse split or, take the cash from that. Who knows? So this has all become, 100,000 people have died in America. It's becoming a thing now. Everything becomes a thing in our society to make money off of. So this whole thing is completely out of control. It's really insane at this point. So we'll see how this continues. Here we go, looking at the press release. Stock rate triples, disinfectant allowed to carry label. It's the same release. So this is, it was a 17 million market cap. What was the float on this? The float was 1.31 million, small float. Now in this, you can play this as a pre-market. You had anything over 1146 here, and then see this? Start to climb, volume gains. I don't like to trade 4, 5, 6 in the morning. It's pretty crazy. I mean, if you can, and you're comfortable with it, do it. And look at this, came up. Now this had a sharp wick down. Let me see here. See, a lot of these wicks, sometimes they're, it's a misprint, but I think this was real on here because this was a hammer candle, hammered all the way down. It happened so fast, you couldn't get out or anything. So that's one thing. If you're buying up here and you see this, there's nothing you can do. That thing just drops so fast. It's stock trading. I mean, nothing's going to be perfect. And then we had to move here, start to go down. You had your new pre-market high, and then this massive wick. And that was on 4 million in volume. And it probably shook out a lot of longs here. Came back down, and then look at this. It came right back up. Then you got as high as on this candle, 1960. Then start to come back down and really fade it now. Look at this fading, and you can see in the daily chart, a colored candle. That means it doesn't hold in a high wick. And what do you see on these small caps? These repeat over and over again. It's just like when you get up in the morning, brush your teeth, go to the bathroom. It's like the same thing. You see the same patterns and everything. It's just a matter of how high they'll go. We'll go here, we'll go up to the sky, you know what I mean? So it's incredible. All right, so that's stuff. And this reverse split back in July, who knows what they'll do again. They must let it, it might fade back down here, form a bounce eventually. So I don't think this will get a second day Monday. ADAP. Let's look at this stuff. This was this a COVID? Is therapeutics rocketing higher today on positive results. Patients treated have bolstered confidence in cell-based approach cancer treatment. This doesn't look COVID. This looks like cancer drug. So that was good news. This had a long run down, and then 2020 broke up. And then I had this move right here. Look at this gap, right over 6. 112 million in volume. This was a high float, 665 million. So this wasn't a low float. And this was a pre-market mover. We're seeing a lot of pre-market movers. Now, some of these in pre-market, they'll start to come up here and then, you know, come up and come back down. A nice little move like this. That's what they'll do. That happens a lot of times. This time it just shot right up. Look at this. Look at these wicks. And then this really topped out at 12 and came all the way back down. And then formed a bounce. See, this is your first bounce. Draw your line, trend line. Came back again, and then it kept going. So this was a nice long after 10 a.m. You get a higher time frame. You can see here. See this 13/20 was never a sell. You had a sideways move, but that's not a sell. It has to really severely bend. And like right here towards the end of the day, it's sort of getting really tight. You can tell. You can perceive the action of the future here. You can say this would be a time to get out. And let's see, 5 minute. So you had to move here. This is almost a double top, one a little bit higher than came down. This is a strong move all day. Sort of like in between the wick, so full body was in between both. I don't know what this will do Monday. It might come back down. A lot of these, when you gap and go, they'll fade, and then they'll bounce up, and fade and bounce up. Sometimes you get consecutive days. It just depends on each stock. Each stock is different. PHIO, PO Pharmaceutical Corp. This had a really strong gain, but it didn't last. Let's see what this said. PO announces positive in VO data on intramural use of Incitel compound showing strong anti-tumor activity. This looks like RNA delivery, RNAi, gene editing. This has nothing to do with COVID, I don't believe. So let's take a look at the daily chart. You had a huge gap down, did a reverse split in before 2020, February, then really consolidated. Not doing much here, is holding 250. And today we get 58 million in volume. And let me see, this is 4.49 million in float. That's what it's saying on Trade Ideas. Let's look at the 5 minute. This is another classic. Didn't hold. It was a pre-market. You could get, as long as the volume's strong pre-market, you can get in. 60,000, see that's good volume. 167, it's well more than enough to get in. And then this kept going up. Nice move. I liked here 325. You get over a high a day too. You can play over under. And then right here at the open, and then we shot right up. It's probably caught a lot of people. And then this second candle was kind of a sign like this is not another green candle, it's going down, and it did. Draw your line here. And this faded. Formed a fake bounce here. See this line? You're like, oh, it came out a little bit. It was fake. I mean, if you got in, and it would have been a real small profit, but even if you got out, it's probably break even. And then just draw your line down here. Sometimes they don't actually line up, but this was going down. You can see here. You can see the fade. See the volume too? When the volume spikes near the open, this was at 935. It was 12.9 million. And then see the volume just decreases. So you can tell that wasn't going to hold. It was a fader. And this will probably, they might do another reverse split. Who knows? It'll come back down. AGE. Let's take a look at this. Let's see here, AGE. This is Age Therapeutics, Ajax Therapeutics. Let's see what they had here. They had collaborate to engineer universal locally immune protected cells, type 1 diabetes, biotech, developing therapeutics. Okay, so that was news there. Had 37.5 million in float. This one was not pre-market. Started to go just after the open. These 5 minute candles, big candles, and shot all the way up. And there is your high wick, called a shooting star, and that was it. And it came back down. Tried again, little move here, and then fade it back down. You see the volume decreasing too. That's your sign too. So that was it on that. GMBL, this was interesting. This is really, look at these candles. This is a terrible stock. Let me see what this did here. Esports entertainment, they probably put out some release 3 days ago. I don't see no news here. Yeah, he's not showing nothing here, but there probably was some news. Let me see here. So, well, you see here, this was the first sign. See the volume? It's a nothing. Then it put in this candle, 5.1 million. You knew something was up. Once you see that, keep that on radar. Keep that on your list. Just as, you know, something will happen, didn't happen here. And then once you see this spike here and then back to that phase, something was up. And this put in a nice move at the open. Got all the way to 8. Found support. And where's your support again? 1320 EMA. Came back down, higher low. It sort of lasted all day. So I didn't like the stock. This is a junk stock. Some are really bad. That's what I mean. This has no real patterns. It's just up and down junk. But you can day trade that. It's a good day trade. PRTY, we called this. This is back from the graveyard play. Crashes down, consolidates, rises from the dead. And that's why I call it back from the graveyard. You're in the graveyard. They think it's dead. And then you're rising up. Like in, what was that movie? Like Dawn of the Dead. You ever seen movies like the zombies? And then we come back and it's back to life here. I thought this move, it might have come back here to form the cross. So, and then it formed another hollow candle. It was hovering here. And then today it really put in 64 million. It was a great candle. Actually, an exhaustion candle. It could keep going again. It keeps trying here to fill the candles, but fade it down to 130 today. Look at this move. It was all pre-market too. And then you have your fader here. Comes down. So, I mean, this, you got to look where things have run from. It came here, consolidation, then it formed over 50 to 150. That is what, 3 times your money, 3 times the move. I wouldn't get it up here. I wouldn't get in if you want to day trade, but I think it'll pull back. DGLY, it's had nice volume today. Strange chart, really moved up strong, then bounced all the way down on a lower volume, then took off at today around 120. Look at that. I don't like them kind of charts. Very odd charts. I don't really like to play. I don't like this chart at all either. So, got ZS. This is a higher name, 98. Found support here, a trend line, and really took off since March. Look at that. Take off. This was a good intraday trade here. AGEN. Let's see what this had here. AGEN. Let's see here. Jumped 23% today after company announced the presentation of the American Society of Clinical Oncology. So that was good news. At 16.1 million. And this move, this was nice, right over 295.3. Nice candles, really took off. So you don't know when you get in here, like these candles didn't happen, and you don't know what it's going to do. But you're playing, you can play 3 to 290 here at 10 cents, and that's how you play it. And then it took off. You don't know what it's going to do. That's trading. You give your best shot. You see how the move went over the line here. So, you know, went all the way up here, and you had your red candle and came back. So it was a good long trade, and even a short trade in there. ADMA, no real interest in this, but it got above 325. DVAX, this is really crazy, this chart. Just had to move up here. And see this, when I called this before, see how this gapped up and they came back? Look at the volumes lower. That's bullish. When you see lower volume on down days, it's good. And that higher volume on up days is bullish. Came back down. Found support. Look at that right there. 20 or 13 EMA will find support and it'll bounce, and that's what it did. 26 million and change today, and we had This is really a spiker after pre-market, and then bounced straight up on these two candles. Tougher chart. I don't like these like a lot of red, green back and forth. NAC, this is, I think they do mining, up to 150, look at that. This took off from 40 cents, and you had 13 over 20. That was a nice move for swing trades. MRSN, this continues. This is at 2050, and it really took off from 1850. Kept going here. This has been a nice long last 3 days. See, these are tough. Once it gaps up, you usually don't get a second day. The percentages go down after the first day gap up. So then you have the second, third. That's pretty incredible. JAGX is a junk stock. It formed a nice move here, 35 million, but couldn't really hold. Penny stock. Oh, NBRV. We had this in the swing calls, swing trade on my videos. I think maybe a week ago. This is a classic channel play. Channel and back from the graveyard play. There it is. 20s over 13 EMA, starting to wrap, and there it is. Gets above. And this is also a channel. And you have a big gap up here. And you had a touch here. First touch. Second touch. Nope. It's usually the third. Percentages, I'm not sure exactly. Third touch happens most of the time it'll break through. There are second touches. There are four touches. So there's no definitive answer. That's why it's trading and it's tough. So with all these volume days, look at these, all green days. Right here, I thought we might go back down. That's a shooting star candle. And then we did a reverse. We did a hammer candle. And then it was indecision here. And then today just took off and ripped. And this is right over 92 cents. $1. And look at it sideways here. There's a nice gainer all day. And this is coming against a trend line now. Trend line right here. So I don't think this is going to keep going. It could, but it's run far. GNUS has been on a tear. It's support at 125. It's up 2. This moved after the shooting star candle, which is pretty impressive. Usually you'll go down right here, and then it'll touch here, but it's still far above. It's still holding. That is an impressive move. Okay, AIM is in a clear channel here. You got 350, bounced up, came way back down, higher lows. It's 280. I think, see this on stochastics? We're going to come back up and test 350 again. Probably next week. If you get any kind of press release, any kind of news. So we'll see that on AIM. PDD. It's had support of 45, up a long-term chart. Really tough up here. It's getting really choppy, but making big moves. Sell. ERJ. You have this sideways sort of channel, not sideways channel. It's trying to get above 556. Look at the volume today. I like that, 16 million. It's getting overextended though. So we'll see what this does. It looks like it's just starting to break though. So I would look toward to see if that can roll to 6. NLOK, Norton LifeLock. You have a big gap here. Down support, 16, testing 22. Look at this right here. This is where you got to see on the daily chart. You got to understand a lot of things. You got to understand moving averages, candles. This is a hammer candle. Even though it's red, it hammered the bottom out. And the next day, a massive green candle is bullish. And today, again, you had 15.7 million. Now, this is into the gap. Let me see if this had news here. Let's see. 2 days ago, Yahoo at least don't have anything. But this is probably because people are working from home and they want to increase their security. Could this keep going into the gap? Yes, there's nothing there. But you might get a little pullback. The pullback would be the trend line right there. So it's looking really strong. We have here is Groupon. And this was the massive move down, up, sideways, up again, and you had a little bit of higher low here. It came back down. Look at the lows are getting higher. This is going to squeeze. See this, how it gets tighter? That's a squeeze. Now, usually after it's gapped down this far, it'll come back up. So I would look for a move up here towards 150. It's looking very promising. This is PAS, P-A-A-S, Pan American Silver is going on a tremendous tear, getting high up there. VBIV, there again, look at this. Came back down, support 20 EMA, and there's your 13 EMA. There's Zenga, Zoom. Look at Zoom has been on fire. AG, First Majestic Silver, the V shape pretty much. There's your penny stock, ONTX. I would look towards 50 cents, and then you have up near 75 cents. This list isn't that big today because the market, let me see here. Let's see where the market finished. Minus 17, S&P, Dow minus 17, S&P plus 14. NASDAQ was up 120, small caps minus 10, VIX minus 108, 27.51. So let's see here, FG, what is this? Financial, this is a weird chart. Grub, coming back up here. What else we got here? Let's see, that's pretty much, these are all not high percentage gainers here. Let's take a look at some other stocks. COTY, we called this, we said this is going to run up here, fill this gap, and it did, and look at that. See this played to a T. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candles, okay, consolidation. You see it's oversold. Once over 350, you get to 450, and you get a trend line coming down. And then it hit that trend line, sometimes it'll break. It wasn't ready to break. This is going to go probably in here and either break up or some sort of news is going to happen. COTY. CDEV. This is trying to tilt the gap here. See it form the move here. Couldn't get above 125 though. There's your level now. Came back in. So we'll see what that does. Space. Still love this. The launch is Monday. 1, 2, 3. Came back. Look at this. On this one, you want to hold 20 to 80. Still got plenty of room. This could even go back down here and test this. We'll see. And then I still think way greater potential up here. So that's a longer term swing. What else your DLR? This was a nice swing again, right here over 135. Then came back. It's against a trend line. I don't like it. I think it might come back down here, but there's still room on stochastics. This could get one more spike and test that 145 level again. We'll see. Oh, here you go. OSUR. This is a falling wedge pattern. See how your wedge is wide, decreasing, decreasing, getting tighter, tighter. Look at that, how that forms like a V. And it broke right up. Stochastics are at 19. It's very oversold. This has a chance to go up here. Once you get above these moving averages, 15 plus. And this has a good chance here. What if there's news today? Let me see. Announces purchases. Let me see. Care is a leader in point care, diagnostic tests, and specimen collection, stabilization devices, microbiome laboratory, blah, blah, blah. Definitive agreement to acquire Usure for cash, based in Boston. Okay, so that was good news. 902 market cap. Let me punch this in here. See something here. OSUR. This has a float 61 million. They have 166 million in cash, 6 million in debt. So, and institutions own 93+%. It's great, real promising. Vert, we call it vert. Trend line, there it is, your first green after this rundown. Draw another line here, you're coming out, and look at these two candles. This is getting started too, 46. I believe this will go to 25. Now, could this come back here and do this? Possibly. As long as it stays above this trend line, you're still good. So it could come here and then wave, or it could come straight up. See, it did this, formed these candles and came back up. So still bullish. CPB, Campbell's Soup. Oh, this is a beautiful chart here. This is a great swing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then back and forth, there's a fight between the bulls and bears, and this candle is very strong. The next day is even better. And then we're coming off, look at this, at stochastics bullish, and this candle is extremely a strong candle. After hours, trying to float up. I have no doubt this should test 54. That would be 1, 2, third touch. This might even break through. It's looking really strong. Let's see, GNMK. This is another one from a falling wedge. This hasn't really broke out yet. Sideways, very oversold. Watch for that next week. Here's one that didn't work. NBL, the Soton Gap. Got above 10. It was looking good. Then look at this volume, 39.7. Let me see something maybe happened. No, it was yesterday. They had a conference earnings call. It might have been bad, but that is really bad volume there. You don't want to see that. So, and this is oil. Yeah, oil play. We'll see here if this. I tried to draw a trend line. I'm not sure if it's not really legit. It's 2 lines now. Broke over this, so we'll see what that does. That is not looking good though. SIG. Say this is trend line that break. 1, 2, back in this zone here. SDC. This was going up. I called this. I said this is oversold. Right at about 680. It's been really grindy. You have green, red, green, sideways. It's still trying to come up here, so it's a tougher trade, that's for sure. You're swinging. REI, high cross, top of a pattern. That's how it usually works. That's an exhaustion candle too, shooting star, and then it came back down today. REI. SLRX. This didn't fill the gap. This didn't keep going. It came up to 125, came back down. It's trying to hold this dollar. I'd like to see it bounce off a dollar. Maybe we'll get news next week. What else we got here? NVIV. This isn't doing much. It's holding here. NVIV. Nothing going on. HMHC. Yeah, they moved to 2 on the flag here, the F pattern, and came back down. Not really doing much now. IMMP, still a gap here. Didn't get over here. It's been battling and coming back in, which is not a good sign from that. HLX had a strong run from 2 to 350. Trying to cross over negative now. We'll see what that does. It might come back and retest 3. MLND. Oh, look at this. MLND. We've been calling this. Look at this move here. Tightening wedge. This is a classic back from the graveyard reversal play. Revival. Look at this. There's a gap down, and it's like dead in the border. Then you have the moving averages catching up. See this? Usually you'll do this and then come right back up, but that takes longer to get that high. So you had the move here. This was a fake out move. You thought it was going to break here too, and then yesterday from this candle, shaking people out. And then look at this cross. Look how, see how wide it is here for 1320 EMA? And look at here, it got so tight, and today we just broke out. Now, will this keep going? A lot of these times, this is like a 1 candle breakout. It'll come back in again, inside day. We'll see. Let me see the news on this. MLND. I don't see no news. Let me look over here. Let's see, is there news? Is there news? Global Prater, Willie syndrome, job market size, share development, pharmaceutical. It looks like in this reading here, it's kind of weird what it's saying. Prater-Will syndrome, I guess that's one of their things they're working on. Impact of COVID-19, top players, Millennial, Linda Therapeutics. Treat market to witness pronounced growth, key players. Yeah, they have something with COVID-19, it looks like. So this is positive to get in this gap. You might get something even good, even better next week. Get 58 million in cash, no debt. Institutions on 65%, which is good. So I'm not sure if we continue another green candle next. Who knows? Could be inside day, then come back up. But that big gap, it looks very promising. NBLX just try to get to 10 and it's forming this little fade back here. We'll see if it goes below that. You want to get out, and then maybe it'll come back up. So there's a lot of runners. Today has been another day. There's been a lot of moves. Small caps have been hot. Anything with COVID-19 has been hot again. Let's take a look at the SPY. See the SPY here, I tried to form, it's so tough when they're bouncing all over these gap ups. It looked like a wedge here. Then I did here from the 14th, it looked like a rising wedge. And it's pushing this bottom up. They still want to go up. So on the 4 hour, is looking real strong, 30 minute. And this is because after hours, we're moving here. So this is looking like it's not going to break that. So it doesn't look like the wedge is in effect yet. There's nothing strong news. The only thing would be like bad news with China or COVID-19. So it's a rising wedge, which is dangerous. But if you draw a line here, see this was a wedge here back before we crashed. But there's nothing yet. So TNA, I like to trade this, small caps. It's had the 2-day move. This hasn't done over 2 days since the rise from the 23rd. So we'll see. We might bounce back up here. 4 hour. And there you go, the 4 hour. It's trying to curve up. Looks like it's not going to go further than this. You have the 2 green candles on the 2 hour. You have a cross up right here that is bullish. Just starting in the 2 hour. See all these in the 2 hour stochastics? Buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell. There's another one. There's your buy signal. And the hour, it's really starting to come up. Yeah, see, look at this after hours. We are moving here. And this came back down. This was the Trump press conference. It wasn't that bad. And then it came back up. And look at this. This took off after hours. So it's looking good next week. It looks like this move, it came out. It was a short move. Still bending down. It hasn't crossed yet, but that's still high up. The 4 hour showing a nice move here at the 50 mark. And I like the 2 hour and the 1 hour look very good. 30 minutes, even better. See, just draw your line. It's out. It's crossing up. All right, it's TNA, nail. This formed a cross here. This might reverse back up too. 2 hour, look at that, sideways. This can come back to 33. Look at that too, it's very flat. It's at 18. See the 4 hour here. 4 hours ready to cross again. I like these candles. You had 13 May support right at 27. That's looking really strong here. So 4 hour, 2 hour, 1 hour, starting to break here. What else we got here? The NASDAQ. NASDAQ, I try to form this so it looks like a wedge, which it is definitely a wedge. This is getting tighter and tighter too. So this is really, I don't like this here. This could be like a drop. This is really tight. Something's got up with that. We'll see what happens with that. Dow Jones. This is another one. I formed a bigger wedge, and this is a smaller, tight rising wedge, and it came out, but it's sort of held, like we've been saying. So it's holding for now. And that was the 30-minute look at this. Coming back up. IWM. This is in this tight channel still. So IWM. Let's see, 4 hours. This is small caps. These are outside. I didn't put that in there, although you could draw a line here and then there, and it would have been a wedge. But everything else is still in line here. Look at this channel, and it's coming up. That's the 4 hour. The 2 hour, again, we're just crossing it over on stochastics. It's very bullish. Draw your line here. And see that you're out. All them candles are pretty much red, and then you broke out. That's always your sign. It's your first green candle at the bottom of the pattern. So it looks strong. Hour coming up here. So we look like we're going to retest the high again on these. It's coming up. We'll see next week. Could be bullish at this point. All right, so let's see any financials. FAS. FAS, see, this is another one. A wedge came back down, the 4 hour. Now this looks a little bit different. Didn't reach all the way down. There's your hour. It's coming up now. So financials. If this holds here, see that line, then you might break back up here. But it's very overextended here. We'll see. JNUG. JNUG's still in an uptrend, down. First green candle coming up. We'll see if that can move higher. NUGET. NUGET, the same thing here. It's battling. Had that. This hollow candle, red candle, is usually a reversal too, and it's coming back up. So that looks good. Let me look on my oversold gap list. Let's see what we got here. Let's put in this is the volume, the highest volume stocks. MRO coming back down. Nerve, look at that. They got crushed. Probably some bad pharma news. NCLH, Norwegian Cruise Line Holdings. You get a top here, top. So this channel is coming back down. It might bounce here off this or come back to this line. We'll see. Under Armour. Oxy's going below. I don't like that. It's a broken trend line. There you go. Didn't break up. And what is commodities? What are oil? Oil's at 35 right now, which is odd. So Macy's came back down after a little run. Wells Fargo. Airlines. We'll see if this does this and comes back up. CCL. APA, all these oils are sort of, I thought we would break up here. And I'm surprised because oil is still at 35. It's sort of moving up still. It's still in that trend up. DVN's breaking down. Not good. Silver, SLV. NBL's breaking down. So a lot of these oils are breaking down there. Twitter, could get a trend line. CPE's breaking down. I thought we get a dollar roll. Nope. They're all breaking down now. I guess a lot of it could be sellers getting out. They made a lot of money from the move down. Halliburton. It's almost 5 here. I'll go about 5 more minutes, see what we can do here. MGM, give me a wedge, getting tighter. Save, Spirit Airlines. Trend line needs to break. SLB, Schlumberger, this big gap. It's coming back here and it's doing nothing. Kiss is back in. See, this is Kohl's. They had that little run and came back in. Love SABR I thought would come up. It's coming back. A lot of these are break. See these moves? These like ascending triangles are coming up, and then he came back. So RCL's fighting that trend line. eBay. Look at eBay. eBay at the bottom was 26. It's at 45. Jesus Christ! If you held that, oh my God. There, came back down. APY is actually energy which is holding. It's sort of flat here. Look at the volume. That was good volume today. Put that on watch. 10 is still going, which is amazing. I don't like it up here. This thing is run so hard. It's when you get further away from 1320 EMA, it becomes really overbought at that point. What else we got here? Let me see. OVV, that had a good run coming back in. GGAL, this is I believe South America. This had bad 2 candles there. KRE, JetBlue, see, they all had that run, and then some are coming in now. They're pulling back. CBL, little penny play. X, OKEs. See, these candles are getting smaller too. Like less room for long and short, getting really tight. Expedia still on the trend line. Look at PSTJ all the way up there. Jesus. Ali, look at this. Oh my God. This was in this trend line and then it snapped up. Oh my God. What a run. Netflix. All right, that's pretty much it. You have 6 here, coming back to Earth. All these stocks, USFD, are coming back in these channels here. All right, so that's pretty much it. It's another small caps. Remember, small caps with COVID-19 news, coronavirus news. Look at the news, make sure if it's really good news, stock has a better chance of going higher. So small caps have been hot. A lot of these stocks like airlines have run a little bit. They're coming back in. The cruise lines, retail, restaurants are coming back in. SPY is getting, let me see here. SPY is forming definite wedge here, this rising wedge, but it's fighting. There's nothing, and it's up after hours, 305. So definitely overextended here, but it's staying up after that last move. Still think we could dip down. We'll see. So, but the market's still strong, and the VIX is still going down. Say the VIX here, I keep saying this, the VIX down, down. This will be, in June, we're going to be probably like 20, the VIX. It's going down, down. Every spike, it has to get over this line to be a real move. It's not happening. So even though unemployment's ridiculous, there's a lot going on. Things are not that great, but you just go by the longer term, the VIX and everything's still good. So that's it for now. We'll maybe do a video tomorrow, something different. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and that is it. Have a good weekend. We are out. Peace.